All right, so, oh, there's one person on. Hey, hi. I don't know who that is. Nice to see whoever that is. I am here in my kitchen, of all places, and what we are going to do today on stream, this is going to be a little bit of a reprieve, if you will, from the drama that exists there out on the internet. Oh, this is one of my cats. Um, His name is Buddy, and he is insistent on going wherever he pleases, and he doesn't really like me to grab him, but he's going to stay off the counter today. Anyway, this is a reprieve from what you may normally experience on the internet, which is a lot of like rancor and arguments and conflict and drama. I'm not here to really participate in that. Instead, what I have a lot of fun doing is really brightening people's day just a little bit. But I like making candles and wax melts and soaps and incense and all sorts of good stuff. And if you've been on my channel, if you've followed me, or if you know me from just around these parts, then you probably know that I also make music. There are several playlists out there I put together, some that are kind of deeper ambient electronic music, and others that are a little bit harder industrial type stuff that is going to get the blood pumping. So while we're going at this today and making our candles, I'm actually going to put on some music that'll play in the background. So let me just get that going and cast that to, well, you know what, that might not work as I had planned. Let's see. In the future. Anyway, we're gonna make a candle, and it's just gonna be a small candle today. We make candles in mason jars, just like this, and we've got all sorts of different sizes of mason jars. Like I have these ones that can have a little bit of a bigger candle in them. This one though is dedicated to my lemon powder. That's what that is. It's for like flavoring like pre-workouts and smoothies and stuff if you want a little lemon. And then we also have these big, gigantic ones. These molds can be used for making big, like huge pillar candles. This is my daily like pre-workout though that I make myself actually. You can buy all of like the amino supplements and everything that you want to put in there just off of Amazon, really, if you know which ones to get, and then you mix it yourself, and then instead of paying, like, I don't know, usually your typical pre-workout is going to cost like 30 something dollars on the low end for like a 30 to 60 serving container. And this has a couple hundred servings in it and costs about the same amount. So you get a lot more bang for your buck by making it yourself. So there's that. Anyway, it's not a candle. So candles are actually really easy to make. What you need is a double boiler. And all you have is this in your home, well, then like I'm showing you right here, it just comes down to having a pot that you can boil water in, and then another pot that you can put in that pot, like so, and you just bring that to temperature, and the wax will melt. You're going to want to get yourself one of these thermometers where you can tell how hot the wax is, because you don't want it to get too hot. That can end up messing up and adulterating the fragrance that you put in or the color that you put in. So you want to be careful, you never want wax to like bubble and boil and all that stuff. You just want to bring it to, hey Leah, you just want to bring it to the point where it's melted and hot, and then you use this to then pour into that once you have your wick in there. The fragrance and coloration that you might add goes into it all in the pot as it's melting. So then you might wonder, well, what kind of wax is best to use? You're going to get lots of different opinions out there. You know how opinions are. Everyone has one. My personal preference is to do a blend of waxes. So I source this from the Flaming Candle. And it is a good pro blend. It's actually a mix between paraffin and beeswax. And the reason why I use beeswax is because beeswax is like the slowest burning wax, but the reason why you mix paraffin in with it is because that increases the throw of whatever fragrance you put in, because paraffin burns a lot easier. And then that makes it carry in the air for whatever fragrance you're trying to add. Beeswax, because it's so slow to burn, does not have the same fragrance throw. So people will kind of complain if you ship out a candle to them, or, you know, I give people candles as gifts. I'm not like shipping them all over the place, but if you're interested in getting a candle, let me know. But that being said, if you make them out of beeswax, it's not going to have the same throw that you want. So we use our Pro Blend. It's Pro Blend number 5, and you can get different, pardon me while I rip the tape off this one. You can get different blends. So like some of them come at different ratios of the different types of waxes that they put in there. So it's really just all up to what you want. When they ship it to you, it comes in these bags that are double sealed, and see the reason why is because this one had a hole in the internal bag. So it's a good thing that I caught that early, right? Because otherwise I would have had wax all over the place. Now we just have wax a little bit over the place, but that's okay. I'm like Bob Ross. It was a happy little mistake, and that's okay. And what we're going to do, we're just going to collect the wax off the counter, put it right into our melting tin, and that's all there is to it. So you just go over to the sink, fill water up, not the whole way, just enough so that when it's boiling, it's going to heat the amount of wax that you put in there. It's that easy. Oh, who do I have? Oh, I got Dark Side. Hi. Wino wax paper down. Leah, listen. Don't try to tell me every step of the way, okay? These are made with love. These are made with love, man. I do have wax and parchment paper that I'm not going to put down because I'm just I too like to live dangerously. I'm about to start driving, so I'll be quiet. I'm not. I was trying to be helpful. Cypher, thank you for putting my link down in the description. Oh, yeah, you're totally welcome. Yeah. Hey, in the description, guys, there's a link to one of my friends who has the challenge of epilepsy in her life, and she is asking for any help that people are able to give. Now, listen, there's all sorts of circles out there on the internet, and people want to be fighting with each other about this, that, and the other. And listen, at the end of the day, we're all people. We're all just trying to get by in this world and make the best of the life that we've been given and that we're blessed with. And so if you have the capacity to help someone else, do it. If you can find it in your heart. Also in my description is my Ko-fi link, because I'm doing this just because I have a day off and I'm not doing my normal standard thing, which is, I don't know, I have a lot of different hats. I'm actually, technically, I try to say that I'm semi-retired, because uh, I'm not a W4 employee, but I do business consulting. I also do construction and all sorts of outdoor living spaces, stuff like that, carports, and just helping people build onto their houses in ways that adds value to their property, as well as really just provides them with a place to kind of like chill with their family and makes their home more of a home. That's what I love doing. I love seeing the way customers just come all unglued with happiness when a job is finished and they get to look at it and just enjoy it. And I always try to price things, as reasonably as we possibly can. I mean, labor sure plays into things, but I'm not about getting rich quick in any way. I have everything that I need to be happy and to enjoy life. And so I just try to keep things going in that direction where, as long as I can continue drawing breath and doing things for people that make them happy and make them enjoy their lives more, then that's kind of what I want to do. So again, I think a lot of people, they kind of look at life and they get going with things, and they're looking for like that quick grab of money, right? They want to get rich. They want to have all the things that they want to be happy. They tell themselves, when I get that pair of shoes or that new car or that dream house or that wife or husband or whatever it is, that then I'll be happy. And it's actually like, that is the rat race I think we were warned about. I think that's actually the trap that gets set for us as humans, to get onto this treadmill of like acquiring stuff and things and accolades, thinking that that's going to be what gives us a purpose and sense of fulfillment. And really, I think people going down that path, they end up learning that it doesn't, that they're actually still missing something. And until you have that something, that special something, which for me, more than anything, and I'm not trying to evangelize by any respect, but for me, it really is my relationship with my creator, and just being able to look at life and the world around me and take in its beauty and majesty and realize that that's actually a reflection of like his fingerprint on everything. That's what makes me get up in the morning. That's what keeps me going. So when you're measuring out wax, just to start, and you kind of get good at eyeballing this eventually, but you just want to make sure you fill up the vessel that you're going to be filling. And it's always a good idea to put a little more in than what you're looking to have as the finished product, because it's better to have a little too much wax, and you can use the spare for making, like, I don't know, every once in a while I'll make like, an everything bagel. Well, instead of an everything bagel, imagine an everything candle, where all of the scents that I've used over the course of making a bunch of candles kind of come together, and they make like this unholy concoction. I say unholy because you would think it would smell bad, but the fact of the matter is, like, this is one of the everything candles that I created, and I don't know, it smells so good. It smells so good. So there's that. All right, so dumping that wax, just that raw wax, right in the double boiler. Of course, some of it's stuck to the bottom of the vessel because, you know, it's clingy. And I'll check on chat. So, if you can't find happiness within yourself and through God's blessings, you'll never find it. Yes? Yeah. Vintage and I had this convo. The world is beautiful if you can sort through the weeds. What are we making? Candles. We're making candles. Very cool. Yeah, we're making candles. All right. So let me give you just a brief, quick look into the kitchen cabinet. So outside of the food that I have, because I like food, we also have all of these fragrances that can go in to the candles. And then I also have out in the garage, which I'm gonna go get it. We have a whole boatload of other fragrances, other waxes, other vessels, and stuff to use. But really, for today, it's super easy. It's just a little tiny mason jar. We're not doing anything fancy, guys. I'm not trying to, like, knock anyone's socks off. It's going to smell good, and it's going to have a wick in it, and it's going to light, and it's going to be a custom blend, so it's going to have a nice balance of burn time versus fragrance throw. All natural, handcrafted, small batch, and it's going to be fun. It's really just fun, more than anything. I've been watching, and I don't know if any of y'all have taken time recently to do this, but go watch like old episodes of like Bob Ross, and just watch him paint and watch how just like chill he was during the whole experience. That's what I endeavor to be. So again, when you're doing this, you get one of these little clips. I guess women use these for if they have really long hair, you can use that. But for this purpose, we are just going to use it to hold the wick up and as close to the center of the candle as possible. Again, this isn't being mechanically made or anything, so it's not critical for it to be like perfect. You also need to have these little shovel things. These are good for working with the wax. I don't know what they're called. I call them little shovels. But you can use that to kind of stir and get around. This one's like this cool prismatic one. And this one's just stainless steel, so that's what it is. Then also I like to have a couple markers just because I like to keep track of what blend I'm putting together. If I'm changing up the wax, which I don't too frequently, I like to just make note of that. And I also like to keep note of how much fragrance and what varieties I put in there. So we're going to check real quick on the boiler, and you can see there's the hot pan going. That is a hot stove. I'm not going to touch it because, as we learned as children, we don't do that. But the water is boiling and the temperature is rising in the wax, and you can see it's slowly but surely melting. It's like a little iceberg that's slowly going to dissipate in there. It's lots of fun. And so all you really have to do is take that little shovel thing and you kind of stir it around. And one of the things in future streams when I'm making candles that I will want to do is I want to get requests from all of you about what kind of candles you would like make or made, like what fragrance. Like I have sandalwood. We can do a sandalwood one. All sorts of good stuff. But today, I actually already have the fragrance picked out. So today's fragrance is going to be eucalyptus and spearmint, which is a great combination. I might add a couple more top note fragrances just to finish it off. And yes, as Darkside said in the chat, stir, 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 that is definitely what we want. Because we want all of those little chunks to be broken up. I love spearmint, or whatever it was that you said. All right, well now I'm taking you with me. We're in the other side of my kitchen now. And the good news is I actually still had a little bit of dye in the bottom with the last candle that I made. So it's kind of going to be like this pale blue-gray, which I think is going to pay really good homage to a eucalyptus spearmint, if you think about it, because like eucalyptus is, you know, that pale green color, and then spearmint is green, but it's also minty, so having it be that blue is going to be good, I think, I hope. Or it could be terrible. It could be awful. It could be the worst thing we ever do. This could actually turn out, you know, with all of my wonderful good intentions going into this today, it could turn out smelling like absolute butt. But based on this fragrance, I actually think it's going to turn out really good. So just want to kind of eyeball it. I like a heavier throw, which means I like candles that really stink up the room. And we're just taking our temperature real quick. Oh yeah, we're gonna take that right off the heat because we do not want for the wax, again, to be too hot. It's all about controlling the temperature so you have a good pour, but you're not burning the wax. Burning wax is bad. It's bad. So we're not going for that. And really, one of the best ways to tell if you've added enough fragrance, and I know this is going to seem like a no-brainer, like, oh, really? As you have the wax melted, just kind of sit over it and gently inhale and see how much throw you're getting, and you'll learn kind of over time, like, how much is too much and how much is enough. And frankly, we're going to add just a little bit more because I think it can take it. The other thing that you want to be careful of is depending on the fragrance that you're using, it can affect the burn quality of the candle itself. But you know, it's hard to mess this up. It really is. It's pretty hard to mess this up. So we then have our wick attached to our clip. We're going to drop it in so that it is touching the bottom of the vessel. And we're going to take our temperature one last time. It's actually a little bit too hot right now to do a quick pour. So we're going to let it cool just a little bit. I'm going to bring it down, mess it up. I could do it. I'm talented. We are out. Ooh, that's hot. That's hot. Why did someone warn me that that's so hot? Sitting over here burning myself for your entertainment. All right. So then, we've got this. Ready? Moment of truth. Here we go. Dun 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 dun. The drama. The intrigue. Oh, goodness. Oh. And right about there is where we're going to leave it. So again, it still has that like grayish coloration from before, and we're just going to wait. We're going to have our candle sit there, and that's pretty much all there is to it. Again, the fragrance that we went for today was eucalyptus and spearmint. And it really is that easy to make a candle. The only other thing, once it's poured and you let it sit and set, the other thing that you will want to do is make labels for it. So you can get like a label maker. You can pull in different art assets that you have, or you can just leave it kind of like plain. It's really up to you and how creative you want to get. You can experiment with different fragrances, different colors. It's really up to you. Sky's the limit. But that is pretty much all there is to it. My goal in all of this, first of all, I want to make candles as gifts for people that I associate with and that I regard as friends, because I think just having, a candle, it's a nice little keepsake. It's a nice little way of saying, I care about you. So let me like help warm your house a little bit. But what I also want to do is for my channel, for audience members, I want to do giveaways, and I also want to just make these available for purchase, because the whole idea is that you might listen to a song that I've put up and that you're jamming out to, or maybe it is, more of a contemplative song, one that you either like to go for a walk or you like to chill out and read books to, having it go on in the background. And so if that's your jam, then maybe you want a candle to kind of go along with that experience. And it's the same thing with like, we're making bath bombs, we're making wax melts, we're making incense, we're making candles, we're making soap. We're doing all of it here at Stillwaters Deep. Because really it is, again, I want to help people have a brighter, good experience in their lives. And if just bringing something that warms your home a little bit, or makes it smell good, or helps you relax and unwind, if I can offer that to people, then that's what I want to do. And there's a soundtrack to go with it. But there's also, just the good stuff that you'll be able to do. And it's all going to be small batch, homemade stuff. In the future, who knows, maybe I'll take off with, a distribution model that involves different vendor partners. But for right now, I'm doing this literally out of my kitchen. This is my humble kitchen. And I'm excited to see what I can bring all of you. And here's the thing, even if I don't sell a single candle, or anything, right? I don't really care. This is all just stuff that I'm doing in my downtime and off time. So if it works out and you guys are excited about it, then cool. If it doesn't and y'all hate it, or if it turns out that the stuff I make ends up smelling like butt, then maybe it's not the right thing for me. But for now, this is what I'm doing. And I hope that whatever you do, whatever you pursue, whatever you're excited about, whatever the world needs from you, what you're good at and what you can make money doing, I hope that you have that in your life. And I hope that that's something that you feel empowered to go after wholeheartedly. Because I really do believe that we are all meant to shine as lights unto the world. And when you let your own light shine, what you actually end up doing is you liberate others in the process, because they look at you as an example and they see if you can do it, if you can get out there and harness your dreams and your energy and your passion for what you are good at and what the world needs and what you can make money doing. If you can do that, then they too can do it. And it's real easy to get down on yourself and to think about all of the things that you may have been through in life that have been challenges for you, that beat you down and maybe even took you out for a spell. And it's easy to look at those things and think, well, I'm just a wreck and there's no way to recover from that. But what I would remind you of is the fact that through all of those things, through all of those challenges that you've been through, here you are nonetheless. And so if you still draw breath and you still rose from bed this morning, then you too have already overcome so many seemingly insurmountable challenges up until this point of your life. So what are these things in front of you? They're nothing. They're nothing. Nothing is going to hold you back from accomplishing what you can do, as long as you set your heart to it and you put all of it in His hands. Because I'm telling you, you put it in His hands and He will make things happen. So that's what I have for you guys today. Not much else. We made a candle. Smells good. I'll let you know how it turns out. For those of you that are friends in the Discord sphere or wherever we may find each other, thank you for being here today. Thank you for watching. I hope you all have a blessed day. God bless. I don't know how to end this.